Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso has withdrawn from West African regional bloc ECOWAS as tensions deepens. Now, let me just tell you what is happening in West Africa at the moment. West African nations Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger have withdrawn from the regional economic bloc known as ECOWAS. Their respective juntas announced on Sunday. They accused the ECOWAS of inhumane sanctions to reverse the coup in these three countries. The junta said in a joint statement read on state television in all these three countries that they have decided in the complete sovereignty on the immediate withdrawal of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from ECOWAS, alleging that the ECOWAS has moved away from the ideas of its founding fathers and pan-Africanism after nearly 50 years in existence. They also think ECOWAS, under the influence of foreign powers betraying its founding principle, has become a threat to its member states in its populations whose happiness it is supposed to ensure. On the other hand, ECOWAS has released a statement that it had not been notified of the country's decision to quit the bloc. Its protocol provides that withdrawal takes up to 1 year to be completed. ECOWAS insists that Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali remains important members of the community, and the authority remains committed to finding a negotiated solution to the political impasse. Yes, we saw this coming, or you didn't see this coming. We all saw this coming. I want to ask this particular question. How are you going to feel if you find out that your greatest partner is in bed with your enemy? How are you going to feel? There's a question. Your greatest partners are in bed with your enemy. This is what is happening in West Africa at the moment. Now, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger feels that ECOWAS, which were supposed to be an organization to defend Africans or to make sure they make West African a great district for investment, for prosperity, and for development, has been compromised. And now they have been compromised, and their main aim, or their core aim of protecting Africans and defending Africans, are now paying allegiance to France and United States. ECOWAS has been a puppet organization for some time now. Let me remind you, I did a content somewhere last year, around November. In November, France's Foreign Affairs Minister visited Nigeria, and his main aim of visiting Nigeria is to incite them and charge ECOWAS to intervene in Niger. They were charging ECOWAS to intervene in Niger. Why are they charging ECOWAS to intervene in Niger? They are doing that because if they let these three countries go, which is France, they are going to lose a lot. And they are not just losing anything. They have been saying they don't want insecurity in the three countries because of the jihadists which France seems to be fighting. They claim to be fighting, which we all know it's not just them fighting juntas, but it's also stealing their natural resources. So since Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger decided to take over by this military juntas, France and United States has been nagging. They have been inciting ECOWAS. They have been pressuring them to intervene. And this intervene, France has promised ECOWAS, if they decide to intervene, they are going to support them with military, which ECOWAS also understand the consequences that can follow up if they try to intervene in Niger, Burkina Faso, or Mali. Because at the end of the day, if West African states decide to intervene, there are going to be a huge insecurity in all these countries. So we all saw this coming because initially last year, these three countries decided to form an organization or a foundation that is going to look into their affairs, like how they are going to negotiate it through partnership, through development. They have decided to form their own foundation to do that. So if they have found their own foundation to do that, then you know their next decision will be leaving the ECOWAS organization. Most West Africans like me believes ECOWAS has been compromised through Western powers, because at the end of the day, everything that is happening in West African states shows that West African leaders are not in control of their affairs. Look at how Ghana normally sells its raw materials. Look at how Nigeria normally gives their raw materials away to Western countries. This shows there is power manipulating West African leaders. This shows things are not really like how things seems. Our leaders are being controlled, and without the foreign countries, it seems West Africa can succeed. Most West African countries only depends on aid, loans to survive. So that is why these three countries decided, no, enough is enough. We can't have all these raw materials for us to still be dependent on Western countries. So if our leaders can't do this simple task, then we are going to take over the leadership. And that is what they did. And after them doing that, now the puppets, the West African leaders' puppets, are not happy because they have realized what the Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger has done is going to affect them, because indirectly these people have now run away from being manipulated by Western countries. So if you decided to run away from being manipulated by Western countries, most of the times in the beginning you are going to face some difficulties, but if you stand on your ground, you are going to succeed at the end of the day. And if Burkina Faso succeed, if Mali succeed, if Niger succeed, the remaining West African countries are going to be, their citizens are going to look at them like, hey, what are you guys doing that has brought us this poverty, this underdevelopment, and all these atrocities that are happening in our country? And that is what these West African leaders are scared of. In the other hand, they also want to intervene because France have a huge share in this country's resources. And if they don't get their hands on their lithium, on their gold, on all their resources, France will soon become bankrupt. So they are doing everything to make sure they get back Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And this is what many Africans think, no, we are not going to accept it. So people like me will agree with these three countries not to join ECOWAS or quit or leave ECOWAS, because at the end of the day, they are fighting for the betterment of their citizens, not the betterment of the Western countries. Enough said. Please, you can join us on Telegram by going through my description box and click on the Telegram link and join us on our group on Telegram for us to discuss about Africa. Don't also forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.